Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Friday the 11th of April 2025. In today's Meal News we shall start off with this, why not? Here we go. This is from the londonnewsonline.co.uk, which is the South London Press. Fans can give us extra fire. Casper and Norre opening Mill's playoff push gathers momentum. Casper and Norre is hoping the Mill can produce a grandstand finish to the season after their championship playoff hopes received a major boost in midweek. Josh Coburn's goal earned the Lions a 1-0 victory at high-flying Sheffield United. Alex Neil's side had banked 9 points for a possible 12 to make the top 6 look a more realistic proposition. Asked about how big an achievement it would be to finish in the playoff zone, Belgian midfielder Norre said, it would definitely mean a lot, because if you are realistic, for Millwall, I don't think you can get top 2. I also think, it would mean a lot for the fans. It gives us something extra, now the last games, people are getting a little bit tired. It's been a long season, but it gives you that little extra fire and the emotions are a little higher. These are important games, and that's what we all play football for, really. Mill have 3 of their 5 remaining matches at the Den, starting with the visit of playoff rivals Middlesbrough tomorrow. It's going to be very important to have the support, said Norre. It's a huge game. Now you need that extra fire from the fans, that extra support to give you that 5% extra, or to help you make that one final sprint to block a ball or to try and score a goal. There was a really good performance at Sheffield United, and you could really feel it after the game. There is a real confidence booster going forward. A little more belief that we are really in it now. And it's nice that we still have something to play for. It's a little bit weird because we've always been in between, maybe too far off. But are we really? Now is the time. The first time I think you can say we are really in it now, and everyone can feel it after the game. And that Saturday, was going to be a big one. It's such a weird competition, the championship. It was the same last year when we were in the relegation fight a little bit. And then all of a sudden, the teams at the bottom, they started to win. And those at the top in the playoffs started losing or drawing. Sometimes in the championship, it's such an emotional roller coaster. In 2 weeks, everything can change. 3 wins out of 4, and then you're 3 points off the playoff places. It also makes it nice because there's always a chance. You can never just give up because anything can happen. So there you go. Now, as mentioned, this is from the South London Press, and by the way, I should mention, because I'm reading their stories on this channel all the time, so I probably should say, they have a football podcast, the South London Football Pod, and it's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and they are talking about. I think they asked Nathan Jones about the possibility of Thierry Small come to Mill. I think they don't explicitly mention that, but it's obviously the headline is Charlton boss answers question on Mill transfer link for wingback. I'm pretty sure that's what I told you about yesterday's video. So obviously I haven't listened to this episode yet. I have listened to this podcast before. Very good podcast. Personally, I just listen to the Mill bits and I skip the rest. So. But there you go. South London Press Football Pod. Search for it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you can find this channel on Spotify as well. By the way, Spotify and YouTube. That's the only places we are. There is a channel on BitChute, but BitChute has been shut down because of the tyrannical Keir Starmer government. Now, moving on to this, southernnews.co.uk. Millwall midfielder, I thoroughly enjoyed the last few weeks after a really frustrating start to the season. Billy Mitchell said he was thoroughly enjoying his football in recent weeks after a frustrating start to the season. Mitchell, 24, suffered a thigh injury during pre-season and was ruled out for the first half of the current campaign. He made his first appearance off the bench during Mill's 1-0 loss to Coventry City on December 7th, but did not make his first start until the Lions' 3-0 win against Dagenham and Redbridge on January 13th. The midfielder was handed his first championship start of the season on February 15th, a 1-1 draw with West Bromwich Albion at the Den, and has gone on to start 6 of the next 9 league games. I've thoroughly enjoyed the last few weeks, Mitchell told News at Den after the Mill's 1-0 win against Sheffield United on Tuesday, April the 8th. It was a really frustrating start to the season. To be honest, it was a really frustrating time for the majority of last season for me as well. So I feel like finally I'm starting to gain some form back, a bit of rhythm. It's really hard when you're coming on as a sub, and particularly as a midfield player. I'm not the most impactful player coming off the bench. So to finally start some games, find a bit of rhythm, I feel like I'm getting into the flow and I'm really enjoying my football again. Mitchell's return to the first team coincided with the appointment of Alex Neil as Lions boss, who took charge on December the 30th. When asked if his style of play suits Neil's system, Mitchell said, "Oh, definitely. I think we've got some really good balance in midfield. Between the main four, out central midfielders that we've got. We practice that diagonal jump on our press, and the one sort of sitting slightly behind the ball, which is the role that I play. And me and Casper, when we played next to each other, have got that down to a T now, and it seems to be working. From my perspective, I just want to get the ball and try and calm us down in possession as much as possible, and try and build our attacks from deep." So there you go. And we also have part 2, Billy Boogaloo. We got this. Also from southernnews.co.uk. We can be brave. Billy Mitchell says Mill will have freedom to take risks as they push for the playoffs. Billy Mitchell thinks Mill can play without fear as they mount a late push for the playoffs. The Lions are 5 points behind 6th place Coventry City with 5 games remaining and have momentum on their side after winning 3 of the last 4. Their most recent result, a 1-0 win against 3rd place Sheffield United at Bramall Lane on Tuesday, April the 8th, were particularly impressive, and their sole goal came from a progressive pass by Mitchell to Casper on the edge of the box. The Belgian flicked it around to Josh Coburn, who took a touch and then thumped the ball into the net. Mitchell believes the Lions can afford to take more risks as they attempt to chase down the playoff pack. We're looking up the table and we've got everything to play for, Mitchell told News at Den after beating the Blades. It's really pressure off, so we can be brave and we can go and get the ball and we can try things. And I think sometimes when you do that, fortune favours the brave. I think that goal is an example of that tonight. Mill's win on Tuesday extended the Lions' excellent away form under Alex Neil since he was appointed head coach on December the 30th. They have won 6, drawn 2 and lost 4. When asked what he attributed their away success to, Mitchell said, "We've got a really good structure, a really good base to start from. Defensively, we're really sound, and at least from my perspective, when in possession, I know where everyone's going to be. So you land on the ball and you've got those first few passes kind of sussed out, and we're starting from a really good place, and we managed to nick a goal, and then it's really hard for teams to break us down. From there on, it's just about seeing the games out. It seems to be working, the way away form was picked up and everything trending in the right direction." Interesting stuff. I would say, how bad has our away form been? Well, it's just a rhetorical question because we know how bad it's been. It's been really bad, hasn't it? That when you have stats that say you've won 6, drawn 2 and lost 4, that we consider that excellent. For us, that's excellent away form. And it is, because before he turned up, we'd only won 1 game. And now we've won another 5. It's like, again, if this was over the whole season, and we said that before last season with Neil Harris, he came in, everyone's on fire, we've won so many games, if he does this, if he can carry this on into next season, and we do this for most of the season, man, we're gonna be doing something. And then it didn't happen. So I do hope Alex Neil next season, things start to kick on and we're ready to go from the first game. Really, then everyone knows what they're doing, and we just get on and start doing it. It would be nice, especially as we do have the transfer window again going, I think, till September, so that's kind of annoying. But, it is what it is. Now, this is from millfc.co.uk. Obviously, I don't know if you noticed, Easter's coming up. Next Friday is a Good Friday. And here you go. So, Millwall are doing this competition. Or it's the Junior Lions, really. I think you need to be a Junior Lion or a season ticket holder to enter this competition. So design your own Easter egg to win a copy of FC25. Which is, what is FC25? Is that what is that? Is that FIFA? I don't know. No, if it was FIFA, it would say FIFA. I don't know what that is. Football Manager? No, that would be FM25. Maybe it's some kind of game that I don't know about. FIFA Champions 2025? Whatever. Zampa the Lions Easter egg competition is now open. Use the template below to design your own Easter egg, and you could be in with a chance of winning a copy of FC25 on the PS5. Send in your entries via email to slo@millfc.co.uk or by post. It's got to be quick. By Millwall Football Club, the Den, John Barrelson Way, SC16 3LN, by Thursday the 17th of April, and Zampa will pick the winners. Entries can also be submitted from Zampa's family stand at Saturday's Sky Bet Championship fixture against Middlesbrough, so that's tomorrow. So, the template is a download. You've got to click on this, and it'll bring up a thing, so then you can either, I don't know, do it using Microsoft Paint or something like that, or you print it off, and then I guess you can save it as a file and then upload it, and then attach it to the email that you're going to send to Millwall, something like that. But so this is what comes up. Don't steal my design. Yeah, make your own design. Do not steal my design. If this wins, I'm going to know that you cheated and you nicked my design. Okay. So this is what you got to do. There's an Easter egg, and you got to colour it in. I went for a very basic, simple design. Blue and white. As you can see, fuck 'em all. Millwall FC 2025. So there you go. And it's junior line details. So yeah, I think you need to be a junior line to enter the competition. So there you go. Fantastic stuff there. Now, talking of junior lions, bit late in the day. I don't know if this is going to roll over to next season. I guess maybe the summer is coming up, so this might be useful. Is it coming up? Well, summer holidays is a way away, but I mean, obviously, at the moment, there's Easter holidays next week. There is a new junior lions partner. So if you didn't know, if you're a junior lion and you got your junior lion card for your child, you can get discounts on various companies and stuff, services or whatever. So we have Basecamp Childcare. Join as new Lions, Junior Lions partner. This is from millfc.co.uk. Millwall Football Club is pleased to welcome Basecamp Childcare on board as a new Junior Lions partner. Basecamp are an Ofsted registered local company based in Greenwich, run by parents from schools in the area. As a not-for-profit organisation, their main aim is to support local schools and families with inclusive, low-cost, wraparound childcare during term time and the school holidays. Basecamp also partner with Royal Borough of Greenwich to offer holiday and food camps in the borough. Basecamp's dedicated staff are highly experienced teachers and SEN teaching assistants who are all here to ensure the children have access to high-quality childcare to support their needs. And you get 10% off when booking if you present your junior line membership. So there you go. Maybe check that out. You can go to their website, which is, it's a link. What is it? It's basecampchildcare.co.uk. So basecampchildcare.co.uk. If you're in Greenwich and you need childcare, you have just been given 10% off. So obviously, this is not for profit, but I imagine that they still cost you a pretty penny. I mean, childcare is insanely expensive. So if you can get 10% off, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you indeed? Now, moving on to the game. Tomorrow, big game tomorrow. Let's have a look. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Talking comments made by the Middlesbrough manager. Our season will not be decided by Millwall clash. Yes, but ours will be. Middlesbrough boss Michael Carrick said that his side's season will not be decided by the result of Borough's trip to the Den tomorrow, both sides pushing for the playoffs. Middlesbrough dropped out of the top six after their 1-0 loss to Leeds United on Tuesday, while Mill drew within 3 points of Borough after beating third place Sheffield United on the same day. Mill were 5 points off sixth place Coventry City heading in tomorrow's tie. Well, they're a very good team and they're in a good position. You're just behind us in the league, Carrick said. They've done a lot of good things and they've had some good results. It's a tough place to go at any time, and they've got a lot to play for themselves. So we know what the stadium and the atmosphere will probably bring. And as we're in every game we go into, we're focused on getting the best out of ourselves and seeing what the game brings. There's plenty to do after this one, though, so it's not all on one game. Like us, they put themselves in a position and they're hoping for more. And that's what these games bring. The season's not all decided on Saturday. For sure, there's a need for points and we'll do everything we can to win the game. We've had a little round, where results went in our favour and, we won and it flipped in our favour. Results can turn the other way quite quickly and I think that will carry on. Yeah, as mentioned, we'll get into it when we start looking at the table. They don't have to win this game. They can take a draw from this game. They can even lose the game. And their season won't be ended. If we lose the game, I think our season is over. We're going to have, 12 points to play for, and we're going to be 6 points behind, maybe even more points behind, depending on what Coventry and others do, but we're certainly going to be 6 points behind Middlesbrough. So I think if we lose tomorrow, our season is over. But that is not the case for Middlesbrough. Now, moving on to this, also from millfc.co.uk. The matchday mascots for tomorrow. Hopefully they're lucky mascots. We have Jude Dobson. Saturday's Junior Lions mascot is Jude Dobson. Jude's hobbies include football, his Xbox, riding his bike and playing records. His favourite Mill player is Jake Cooper. Next we have River O'Keefe. River is 7 years old and passionate about football and golf. His favourite player is Luke Condell and he's confidently predicting a 2-1 win for the Lions this Saturday. Next up is Dexter Herrett Allen. Dexter is 13 years old. He enjoys playing football and horse riding in his spare time. Lucas Jensen is his favourite player, whilst he is also predicting Mill to win 2-1 this weekend. Next we have Harry Harmon. 9-year-old Harry Harmon plays football for Danson FC and will be the goalkeeper for South Darren for next season. He also enjoys training jiu-jitsu, and whilst his favourite player is Jafet Tanganga, and he is also predicting a 2-1 win. Next, we have Ethan Emmanuel. Ethan is 11 years old and loves football, and this weekend he's excited to support his stepbrother and favourite player, Rahis Bangor Williams. So Ethan joins the crowd in predicting a 2-1 win. So does this mean that Rahis Bangor Williams is available for the squad this weekend? He's been out with a knock since he went on international duty. Hopefully, he's available because he's a very good player. Lots of vision, very good. Next up is Harrison Marnie. Last but not least is 8-year-old Harrison Marnie. Harrison is buzzing to be a mascot and meet his favourite player, Mihailo Ivanovic. Harrison completes the clean sweep of 2-1 predictions, and we hope you all have a fantastic day at the Den. Yes, we hope everyone has a fantastic day at the Den, because we win the game. That would be fantastic. So, let's have a look at this. This is from 11v11.com. It's the historical record of matches between Millwall and Middlesbrough. And the first 3 games between Millwall and Middlesbrough were all FA Cup games. In fact, one of them was so long ago that it was actually not at the Den. We moved to the Den in 1910, and we played Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, and we lost 2-0 in the 6th of February 1904. So that would have been on the Isle of Dogs, one of the many grounds that we had on the Isle of Dogs before moving over and settling in New Cross at the Den, Coldblow Lane. After the first league game again was an actual defeat, 1928 a defeat, and we didn't play them again until 1965 in the League Cup. Didn't play them again in the league until 40 years after that, 1968. But since then, you can see a sea of green in the 60s, 70s. Just one defeat in 1973, a 1-0 defeat, October 1973. And then in the 80s and the 90s, again, wins, a few draws, but lots of wins. However, since they had the opportunity, they obviously went up into the Premier League. You know, they had the spells with, Gareth Southgate, and, with players like Ravanelli and Juninho and that kind of stuff that was going on at the time, quite exciting, I would imagine, to be a Middlesbrough fan. Ended up, they left their ground of Ayresome Park and they moved into the Riverside Stadium. Monumental changes that happened at Middlesbrough Football Club, and since then they've come back down, and maybe they might have been up one more time, but they've kind of struggled. They're kind of stuck in the second division, and this is where they are. In the 2010s, we did not have a good time against Middlesbrough at the Den. In the 2010s, a lot of defeats: 3-2 in 2011, 3-1 in 2012, 2-0 in 2013, 5-1 in December 2014, and then a win and a draw to see out the 2010s. This decade, however, the 2020s, started off with a defeat. July 2020, July 2020, COVID season. That's why there were games being played in July. Come out of that, 2021, 1-0 victory, a 0-0 draw 2022, October 2022, a 2-0 victory, but last time out in January 2024, a 3-1 defeat. So it is interesting that when we lose, there is a couple of times where we lost where we conceded but 3 goals. Quite often. It's a game we either win or we lose heavily. Playing at home to Middlesbrough. You can see here 3-2, first league game lost. 3-2 in 2011, 3-1 in 2012, 5-1 in 2014, and last season 3-1. 3-1. So there you go. Now, moving on to this from whoscored.com. If we look at the match facts on the right hand side first, there have been under 2.5 goals scored in 8 of Mill's last 10 championship games. Mill have seen under 2.5 goals scored in 7 of their last 8 matches against Middlesbrough in all competitions. So that's home and away. If we go back to the middle, it's been sorted. So this is home games against Middlesbrough. The results are: we have won 2, we have drawn 2, we have lost 2. There have been 6 goals for them, 7 goals, 6 goals for us, 7 goals for them, 14 yellow cards for us, and 11 yellow cards for them. That is a lot of yellow cards. Now, as you can see, the table, here it is. They're in 7th with 60 points. We're in 9th with 57. This is what it looks like. So this is in context. This is what it means. for the teams involved. If we win tomorrow, we will go up to 60. Not only that, our goal difference will not be negative anymore, which is a good thing, because I always find it kind of weird and perverse that a team can be in the top half of the table, or even in the top 10, or the top, even in the playoffs, and have a negative goal difference. It doesn't make any sense. And if we do win by at least, obviously if we win, we're going to have to win by at least one goal. That will take it to 0. If we win by more than that, it will take it to +1. So negative goal difference will be out of the way, and that kind of lends some credence to justifying being in the playoffs. How can you be in the playoffs if you have a negative goal difference? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Exactly. So there you go. And obviously we need to win probably the next 4 or 5 games, and that will certainly improve the goal difference. If you imagine we win at least each game by 1 goal, that should take us, if we do manage to do that, up to what you can see Coventry got now, +5. So there you go. As mentioned previously, Middlesbrough do not need to win this game. They are 2 points behind Coventry and 3 points behind Bristol City. They can afford to draw the game, almost certainly. They could probably even afford to lose the game. But obviously that will mean we catch up to them. But, you know, they hope that they have enough to do what they need to do, and that we don't. Does that mean that they will play for the draw tomorrow? No, I don't think they will. I think what they'll probably do is they'll try to get a goal very quickly, and then they'll sit back. So they'll try to get the lead, and then once they get the lead, then they'll drop back and say, okay, you go. Because what that means is it puts the onus on us to attack and score. If we do that, it then goes to 1-1, which is a result that they would be happy with. If we can't do that, it means they go away with a 1-0 win. That's what I think they're going to try and do. So, you know, I think we need to occupy them up front with the 2 strikers. Obviously, one of them's missing. He's on loan from Middlesbrough, he can't play. But I still think we need that extra body up there to, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you put him in midfield, I don't know. But you need someone else there to stop them from just attacking, because as soon as they get that goal, they're going to sit back and be happy with getting a draw. So this is how it looks. This is how the table looks. If we do that, so we are at home. This is our home form. 9 wins, 4 draws, 7 defeats. We scored 22, we conceded 18, so we've got positive goal difference at home. Nice. In terms of away, they are away. How is their away form? Not as good as ours, but similar. They have won 7, drawn 4, lost 9. Getting 25 points, so that's interesting. Okay. So this is interesting in that if you look at our home form, it is the inverse of them, their away form. As in, they have won 7, drawn 4, lost 9, and we have won 9, drawn 4, lost 7. 7-4-9, 9-4-7. Okay. Does that mean a draw tomorrow? Hopefully not, because I think we need to win. This is the form table. Interestingly, we haven't had a draw in the last 6 games. 4 wins, 0 draws, 2 defeats. Scoring 6, conceding 5. They are 7th. They have won 3, drawn 1, lost 2. Scoring 6, conceding 4. So there you go. If we go down and have a look at the last 6 home games for Millwall and the last 6 away games for Middlesbrough, let's look at Middlesbrough first. Before the last game away, they went to Blackburn and they won 2-0. That's no surprise. Blackburn are in free fall since their manager left for a team in the relegation places. But they did keep a clean sheet. And before that, they did keep a clean sheet again, but that was away at Luton. But they also failed to score in that game. So they failed to score against Luton, and they failed to score at Swansea, a game when they had lost. But so the last 2 away games they've kept clean sheets, but it's against a team in the relegation places and a team that has relegation form. That is in utter disarray, and that's Blackburn. They couldn't score against Luton. They couldn't score against Swansea. They did score against Stoke. They scored against Bristol and they scored Bristol City and they scored against Sheffield United. But they also conceded and lost against Sheffield United and Bristol. So interestingly, when you look at this, what screams out to me is that they lost to Sheffield United, they lost to Bristol City, and they lost to Swansea away. 3 teams who are, where are they? They're in the top half of the table. I think Swansea are in the middle, but they're there or thereabouts. But they went to Stoke and they went to Luton and they went to Blackburn and they didn't lose in those games. So it suggests to me they're kind of like flat track bullies. They beat the teams at the bottom of the table, but when they play someone higher up in the table, they may struggle. Keep that in mind. Now, Millwall. Interestingly, even though our home form has been a bit, hit and miss, in our last 6 games at home, we've only failed to score once, and that was against Bristol City. In all these other games, we scored 2 against Cardiff, we scored 2 against QPR, we scored 1 against West Brom and 1 against Stoke, and we scored 2 against Portsmouth. So, what are the chances of Middlesbrough keeping a clean sheet tomorrow? Don't know. Hopefully not. Although, we've only kept 1 clean sheet, and that was against Stoke in a 1-0 win. So, both teams to score. If both teams score, can we score the second goal to make it a 2-1 win? Or is it going to be a 1-1 draw? So, this is the thing. I don't think we can... Can we play... We can't... The thing that happened at Sheffield United, where we had 7 shots, they had 25, but, we managed to nick the early goal and then defend. I don't think we can do that against Middlesbrough out of 10. It's not how we can do it, I don't think. So it's going to be a different ball game, literally. Here's the strengths and weaknesses of each team according to WhoScored.com, the styles of play, and a match forecast on what they think will happen in the game. So let's get into the predictions, shall we? Here's a prediction from WhoScored.com. Josh Coburn's first half goal was all that separated the sides on Tuesday night as Millwall secured a surprise 1-0 away win against promotion contenders Sheffield United. Alex Neil's side have emerged as a surprise playoff contenders after winning 5 of the last 8 league matches. Victory here would blow the race wide open. Middlesbrough found themselves trailing against new league leaders Leeds after just 2 minutes in the week as the Teessiders suffered a narrow defeat on home soil. The result ended a 4-match unbeaten streak, dropping Michael Carrick's men to 6, heading into game week 42. And they say it's going to be Millwall 1, Middlesbrough 1. Millwall 1, Middlesbrough 1. So let's move on to this. This is the preview and prediction from sportsmole.co.uk. I'm not going to read it all. They put the effort in to write all this stuff, and most of it's bang on, and they turn it around quite quickly, with the games being midweek and whatnot. But there's a lot going on. Got a lot going on. I can't read all this, but their prediction is Millwall 2, Middlesbrough 1. After a hard-fought success at Sheffield United early in the week, Millwall will be full of confidence as Middlesbrough visit the capital this weekend. Borough are the highest scoring attack in the division on their travels, although we believe that Carrick's exciting crop will suffer a damaging defeat at the home of the Lions. So let's check that out. Is that true? Let's have a look. So, standings away. Yes, they have scored 32 away goals. Oh dear. Okay. Can we? I think we can sort it by that. So there you go. So they are up there with Leeds for attacking goals. Okay. What about goals conceded away from home? Mid-table. Okay. That's kind of concerning. So what do I think then? Man, I want to believe. X-Files, I want to believe. But, I mean, when this kind of thing happens, look what happened at the Blackburn game. And even then we were 3-0 up and we ended up losing, so yeah, I mean, I've got to say that if we're going to lose the game, just so that if we win, I'm going to be over the moon. And if we do lose, I'm going to say, see, I told you so. But obviously we don't know at this time if Millwall are going to be auctioning off the shirts. If they are, then that's a guaranteed defeat, because, every time they auction shirts off after a game, that's a game that we end up losing. And they don't tell us until after the game. But here's the thing. A lot of people digging out Coburn, saying he's not all that. I think we're going to find out how much of all that he is tomorrow, because he's not playing, and that's going to be a massive problem for us. Because I'll tell you for who isn't all that, and that's Macaulay Langstaff. And he's a trier. He makes the effort, but man, you can tell the quality isn't there. He's jumped up 2 divisions, and it shows. If we have to play with him up front, that's gonna be a problem. But who else is there? AJ Matthews. Do you start him? It will be a slap in the face to Langstaff, but then you can say to Langstaff, well, look, you're coming back from injury. We don't think you're going to last. We can't start you because you're not going to last the whole game. So we want you to come on strong to finish off the game. So, but then you can play a Maku up front. I don't think he wants to play up front. Do you do something crazy? You play Connolly up front? Again, I don't think he wants to play up front. Do you play, I don't know, Honeyman up front, Harding up front? What do you do? I mean, and that's the problem. That is the problem. If we had Coburn, if we could use an unchanged side from the Sheffield United game, I mean, I think we would have a chance of winning this game. But because we don't, not only that, I think maybe someone might be getting sent off. As you saw there was a lot of cards in this game over the years. Would not surprise me tomorrow if someone gets sent off. Obviously, a full moon. The lunatics will be out. So, I'm going to go Millwall 1, Middlesbrough 3, and a red card for Millwall. And if I was going to point to someone who was going to get sent off, I would say George Honeyman or Joe Bryan. Joe Bryan's been a bit testy of late. I don't know. He's been getting involved. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of them. One of them days. If you're a Mill fan, it's one of them days. I think we're going to lose 3-1. And that will then be our season over, so oh dear. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.